Trashy, where we take a dumpster dive on this week's garbage people and look at all the trashiest news stories. My name is Erica, and I'm your host.
My name is Cassandra, and I'm your other host, and I'm intermittently muting so that my husband can do tool things in the morning. He's not a tool. He's working with tools.
Men be, and I hate to gender, you know me, Erica Curry, equalitist, men be getting toolboxes out at 8 o'clock in the morning on a weekend and just having little projects that they want to do that they've neither mentioned nor has it been bothering us.
But they'll never attend to the ones that have been bothering us that we've mentioned
repeatedly.
Ever.
We put in orders to the building. We absolutely like, hey, this is a hazard to everyone that lives in this home. Oh yeah, we'll get to it. But all of a sudden,
every man has a contractor within him who's like, I can do it in the middle of the night. That's all I can do. Sorry, yeah. I don't have the guys.
What's your 2 a.m. to 4 a.m. on a Wednesday like? Is that a good time for y'all?
Yeah. I don't like to gender that way either. However, and I want hashtag not all men, and I would say hashtag not all women.
Sure.
But I do think that tailor to tools is like me to like makeup and skincare. Like there is a vague understanding of what everything does and what certainly like we know the basics that we have that we use all the time. Like I have my like MAC lipstick Brave. That's probably like his like Phillips head screwdriver. Like that is like, we definitely need to have that and we need to know where it is. But like, then there's like some more, kind of interesting things that don't like, I have a glitter shadow that requires a second like setting stuff to put it on.
Yeah, you need a second set of hands. There's a setting powder. There's a setting spray.
It's like a once a year thing. And I think that in equivalent to like tools would be like, what's a tool you use maybe once a year or every other year if you're going to a party?
My mallet.
His
a
mallet.
Mallet? Wow.
Mallet.
To me, mallet's an everyday, or just because I'm going to want to hit stuff. Is a mallet like a hammer, but it's like plastic, right? Rubber?
A mallet is like a rubber hammer. That's how I understand it.
Yeah, I'd be just tapping on my own knees, making sure I've got the reflexes with the mallet, but what do I know?
Sure. Well, anyways, he's digging around in his tools right now. So,
yeah, of course.
Just, in case everybody wants to know. I mean, it's 8:30 in the morning on a Sunday or on a Saturday right now. So, he's tooling.
Oh, he's got the tools out. Yeah. Have you ever heard of a tool? And this might be more of a carpentry than just a general fix-it tool, but have you ever heard of a nipper?
A nipper? No.
Like K-N-I? Okay, great.
Yeah, I haven't heard of it.
I have a story about Mama Trash Can that maybe I'll save for the Patreon.
Oh, okay. Damn. It's like that.
I've, surveyed many a carpenter, and not a goddamn one of them knows what a nipper is. But my mother insisted if she had that tool, a project would have gone much smoother. And I feel as if the tool never existed.
Either that or it's a real tool. She just gave it a different name. My grandma, originally from Cuba, R.I.P., used to call things the tiki tiki. And she was like, dame la tiki tiki, or give me the tiki tiki. And I'm like, which one, crazy lady? Got a lot of tiki tikis around this house. I don't know which one you're talking about. It's a cute thing, though.
Yeah, I will say that's why I love Winston Carter so much. And I'm saying full name because I'll say, hey, hand me that sticker. And a sticker? What is that? No one knows. Winston will know the combination of words that my brain is putting together. And be like, oh, it's in that drawer. I know what you're talking about. That's the absolute wrong term. You've never used this term before. But I know your little brain, and the sticker is in the top left drawer. And I'm like, thank you. And then sometimes he'll even throw in it's actually called and I'm like, no. I don't need that. I have the tool in my hand now.
I mean, look, relationships can be fun.
It's great.
Don't let stand-up comedians convince you otherwise. Sometimes relationships are fun.
Do you know? Do you know about this Matt Rife character?
Yeah, I saw him on TikTok, and then
Right.
we worked on his special at my job.
Oh,
I didn't write the jokes, but
you didn't write the domestic abuse joke at the
no,
top of the show.
I didn't write it. I didn't even know it was in there until TikTok told me, and I was like, "Whoops!" But I do the job I'm asked to do.
You do the job. Yeah. I just feel like he was like, "Hey, I'm going to have this, quote, late puberty," which was obviously a jaw reconstruction and or fillers. I'm handsome now. I'm getting famous on TikTok through crowd work, which is smart because you're not giving away your material. Like, I understand that. And then
until we find out what your material is, like jokes, egg on our face. Honestly.
Egg on our face because all the women started to like him. And I think he was like, no, I'm for the bros.
It's a weird tactic because I think women spend more money. Unless you're a tool, like a physical tool.
Be dropping money.
Yeah.
I bought new facial serum from CoverGirl, not Sephora, CVS. It was $20-something. And I was like, for a CoverGirl thing? But hell, McDonald's, a Happy Meal is almost $7. So don't get me started on women be dropping money. But yeah, it's
sounds like you're confusing our podcast with inflation. So how about I get us back on track?
Yes.
And ask you why you're trash, or did you need me to go first because you said that you had a list, you didn't know where you're going to go?
Well, I was hoping it would come to us throughout the course of it, and so I have something.
Okay.
So I feel like this has been, dear listeners, in Kazan, a very challenging year. Would I say the worst year of my life? I don't know. Maybe. It's been very, very hard. But
can I tell you something really sweet, really fast? Just really, really fast. I'm so sorry. And I'll get more into it when I get into why I'm trash. But Taylor and I were on a vacation last weekend, and on the tables they had like these little like prompt cards, because they don't let you use your phones where we're at. So they were like, talk to each other. Here's some cards to talk to to whoever you're with.
You don't know how to talk anymore.
But they were cute. And one of them was like, what was the best year of your life? And you're not wrong that this has been such a hard year, but both of us were still like, I guess this one, because there's been such low lows, but there's also been like such crazy highs. And like, God damn it, Pretzel, I was saying something nice. Pretzel, hey, shut up. The highs that have happened in our life have somehow managed to make those lows be less. But I'm only speaking for myself. So tell me more about why this is the worst year of your life. I just didn't want to like agree with you. I couldn't agree with you.
Yeah. It's just, let it be known, it's been very challenging. But, financially, physically, emotionally, it's been a hard year. But I have had no less than 7 strangers. We're having an interaction as little as, here's $20 for the gas on pump 6. I've had no less than 7 people just stop me and go, I hope this isn't weird, but your energy is just so good. It's amazing. What do you do? They've asked me then other questions. They're not trying to sell me anything besides the gas on pump 7. I've had people ask me like, are you the owner of this establishment? Sir, I'm wearing a name tag. Do you think the owner puts on a name tag every day? I've just had so many people come up and compliment my aura or energy. And then my doctor is like, hey, I don't know what you're doing. Your numbers are off. You're phenomenal. This is risen. That's dropped. Like, you're doing amazing. And I'm like, really? Because I feel as if my blood pressure is through the fucking roof because I'm so stressed out. And she's like, nope, doesn't show in the charts. So it's challenging to me that while being in the struggle bus, like the only person on the struggle bus, in every seat though, I'm driving the struggle bus, I'm sitting in every seat on the struggle bus. People are like, hey, whatever you got, I just love it. Like, can I bottle this concept and sell it? Can I monetize my energy in some way without being a life coach? Like, how do I...
You're not going to be able to do it without starting a cult, but this might be the time to and we could take this off air. It might be the time. Yeah, look into starting a religion or something.
Tax free, not bad.
I think
idea.
Either you're the world's greatest actress, and that's why people are responding to you in this way, and even your body is starting to believe that everything's fine, or this is some sort of like, why is the only movie coming to my mind that has a curse in it Shrek? I don't know. So this is some sort of Shrek-like curse where it's like a would you rather type question of like, would you rather feel awesome all the time, but everyone thinks that you look like shit and you're dying, or would you rather feel miserable all the time, but everyone loves you and you'll never die, And it sounds like you chose the latter.
Yeah,
no,
I did. Yeah.
Wrong.
Okay. No, that's fair. Okay. Yeah. But I've literally had the hop and sack attendants be like, this is a verbatim conversation. So I come in, I put 50 down for gas, walk back out. I'm in a truck. 50's not enough to cover it. So I come back in with another 20. And in between those, 2 minutes, I'm pumping the gas. I come to pay more. The hop and sack attendant goes, me and her, we was talking, which is always a scary statement to hear in a gas station. And I was like, uh-huh. And she's like, and we just have to say, we love your energy. I don't know what it is. We was talking. And I was like, thank you so much.
Here's another thing. What if you actually are coming across so bad that people are like, they
need to
I wonder if she needs this.
That actually, yeah.
Like this woman seems like she's putting a 50 in her truck to get to the nearest and highest bridge. Like maybe we need to give her something.
Well, then I just want to give a shout out to the kindness of strangers because they've been pouring in those compliments.
Yeah, I don't know. It's tough to say what it is, but definitely one of those three things.
Oh my God. We'll have to unpack that later. As my therapist says, you're a master compartmentalizer. Which I thought was a compliment. It's not. Anyway, why are you trash?
Whenever I hear that, I'm like, why can't I bring that kind of organization to my life?
Why? Yes, just emotionally regulating myself and mentally putting everything in a box. I'm like, why can't I do that with other things?
Yeah. Well, so why am I trash? Let's see. As I mentioned, we went on a little bit of a vacation last weekend. The strike's over. So, and we don't suddenly have money again, but we had a lot of points and we're like, let's liquidate these bitches. It's a bucket list item of mine to go to an all-inclusive resort. But seeing as we didn't have the points to afford such type of resort and also the flights to get to exotic places that have drink margaritas on the beach kind of energy, we had to settle on one that was in Tucson, Arizona, which I like to say is the Cancun of Arizona.
It is the Cancun of Arizona. It was strategically. Did you know about Cancun's formation?
No,
it was basically like an algorithm or something. Cancun was picked as the destination and built up because they're like, this is statistically easy to get to from this. We have these resources, all of these things. Like Cancun was genetically engineered, but through science and math and statistics.
Everything about Arizona feels like that.
Yes. So Tucson is the Cancun of Arizona.
Although I do want to say really quick before I get into this, we drove around a little bit of Scottsdale and stuff too. Hey, Mama Trash Can, why the fuck didn't you retire there? Where you retired in Arizona, which I won't name right now, sucks. Scottsdale was okay.
It was like Beverly Hills.
It was like or a Tucson, literally anywhere else. It doesn't matter. I'm whatever. Okay, so
grievances.
Yeah. So we were able to get these flights to Arizona. We were able to pay all in points for this bougie schmoozy all-inclusive resort called Miraval, which Erica has heard of.
I was green with envy.
Oprah and the housewives go there. I mean, apparently
yes.
it's giving, it's like wellness. You're in the desert. You're supposed to like, they don't let you use your phones outside of your hotel room.
Yeah.
Like you have to be present and blah, blah, blah. So we're like, this should be good. Let's do this. Again, not what you think of when you think of all-inclusive resort, but it's what we had the points for, and it felt right. It felt right in this time of our life to
do. Miraval's like one of the high-end places on the you picked a destination. Absolutely correct.
I tell you what, we wouldn't have been able to go there for real dollars because it's expensive. But so we had both signed up for, because they have a lot of classes and stuff. And one of the classes we signed up for was a forgiveness meditation. And we weren't sure what to expect from it. I think we were kind of hoping to be taught skills to help us forgive other people faster, you know, like sort of family trauma or like death or whatever. Like, I think that's what we were hoping for. What we got was, okay, I don't know how many people have been in a group meditation class, but I'm going to give you some advice. If the teacher's letting you start on your back, get out of there, because you're about to be in a room full of snoring people, and that's not what you signed up for. People fall asleep during meditation. People use meditation, including myself, to fall asleep. So like, that was already a bad sign. I'm like, all these people are on their back. And sure enough, I was in a room with snoring people, like trying to get my brain to shut off when I'm literally like in my own fucking hell. I don't hate people. I just like don't do well lately with them. And so something as intimate as sleep with strangers, I was like, I'm gonna pass out. I'm gonna freak out.
Yeah. We're not in our 20s. We can't just be sleeping with strangers in the room.
Truly. I was like, this feels so intimate and I don't like it. I've become more and more of a closed book. Anyways, the person leading the meditation goes into his thing, and I would say like 50 to 60 to 75% of it actually was about asking people that you have wronged for forgiveness. Like, imagine them in front of you and say, I'm sorry. Like, I hope you forgive me for the thing that I've done. And I'm sitting in there and I'm like, or I'm laying in there, I guess. And I'm like, am I a fucking sociopath? I can't think of anyone who I owe an apology to. I haven't done shit to anyone.
That's incredible. I thought it was going to be like, forgive yourself. That was going to be the hook of it. Yeah. No, I love that.
I tried to dip in. I was like, and I literally was like, I guess let me picture myself and let me say sorry to her. But it was like, but then there's like snoring. So I was like, okay, I'm going to apologize to all these fucking losers around me who are asleep, who I am judging the shit out of and angry at right now. Like, maybe that's a way to go through it. That didn't really work either. Finally, we get to a point where then they're like, okay, now picture someone who's wronged you and like forgive them. And I'm like, okay, wish we would have started here, because at this point I'm so checked out. And I'm like, I just want to walk out of here. But like, God forbid I wake anybody up, you know? Anyways, it finally ended. And I talked to Taylor and I was like, so how was that? And he was like, I didn't like it. And I was like, thank God.
Yeah.
So we're just too trashy, I guess. I'm like, have I made mistakes? Yes. But I apologize for them soon after. I'm like,
sure.
And then I started to think to myself, of course, all of these rich assholes around me, they should be apologizing to me.
Yes.
For how they affect me
Yeah.
because there's no ethical way to be as wealthy as they are. It was a whole thing, girl. I was like, I got to get out of here. At that point, my spa appointments were all done. We only had like another day there. We were sick of the food. So I was like, I'm done with this place.
All right. Well, this is, I have no segue, but we have to get into our first story. That I also need we need to have offline conversations because I need to hear all about this. But let's get into our first story of the week from www.cincinnati.com. Ohio attorney suspended over pooping in a Pringles can, leaving it in parking lot. Now, was it just any old parking lot?
And was it just any old Pringles can? Because if it was like a tall one versus a short one, that is going to make a difference.
Was it snack size or regular size? Oh, no. So he purposely chose the Haven of Hope in Cambridge as his drop zone. This is...
Oh, he did this a lot?
Well, so... I mean, I feel like to get poop in a Pringles can, it's not your first attempt, right? But this is the place where he dropped it off.
Beginner's luck, though. You know, you never know.
You know, there is. So this place happens to be, he's like in a battle with the like ownership of this, or like, so he'd known the victim advocates at the center for years and was scheduled to see them in court 15 minutes after the Pringles were deposited. He was representing someone accused of a capital murder case, and this is a victim advocacy like center. And he was like,
was this part of his defense? Like,
no,
was this a tactic?
This is all just like known. He denies it outright. He was like, nope. But he said that he wasn't targeting anyone. He's like, listen, I often have to shit in Pringles cans in my car. You know the way you have like empty bottles of Gatorade in your car and you pee in them? He's like, I've
I
done
don't.
this.
Only men do that, but yeah.
He's like, well, you know, I mean, I'm on the go. So he's done this about 10 times. And he's like, I wasn't targeting anyone. It just happened to be a drop zone.
There was a coffee bean on 3rd and La Cienega that was like down the street from an acting class I did. And that was a drop zone for me. But I would use the bathroom. And I would order something.
Yeah. Well,
everybody's got their places that they poop around town.
Oh, yeah.
But it's never in a Pringles can. That's a weird... No. This is a kink.
I was just right before we started recording, dear listeners, I had to go to the bathroom.
You don't have to do this.
Okay,
you don't have to finish this.
So, yeah. The bar of Ohio essentially has suspended his law license, and he has been suspended for the practice of law with 1 year, with 6 months of that suspension stayed. So he only gets 6 months suspension and no criminal charges.
Yeah, that feels backwards. It feels like he should get just like punished for this thing. I mean, because it doesn't affect his ability to practice law. He's just like... that he should get punished in a different way, right?
Yeah, like jail time or something, or like his boat getting capsized by his own doing, something like that.
Well, speaking of capsizing boats, from the Independent.co, a gondola of tourists capsizes in Venice after passengers refuse to stop taking selfies.
The gondolier and the passengers all plunged into the cold canal because they wouldn't stop taking fucking selfies.
That tells me, and I've never been to Venice, that there was only like things to see on one side of the boat. Because like that, I'm a little confused. I guess people were standing up, moving out of their seats as the gondola was traveling to take the selfies. And then because of that, it caused the boat's center of gravity to become off balance. But like, so are you really are you really not paying attention that much? That you're like, oh, like I should probably sit down.
It caused the center of gravity to become unbalanced. And then I feel like, you know what it's like to get that perfect shot. You know what I mean? Like, oh, gotta get that shot.
I don't. I hate pictures of myself.
I hate them, but because of that, I put so much time and devotion into them. And here's the thing, you hand me your camera and you say, hey, do you mind taking a photo of me?
Oh my God.
Bitch, it's a show. Absolutely.
100%.
What do we have the shot? Like, this is now, you are on America's Next Top Model with me. Like, you, taller, inward, lean down, angle yourself. Like, I will give explicit directions where family's like, we just wanted to snap in front of the Grand Canyon. And I'm like, no, baby, I'm art directing. Let's go.
You asked me for a reason, didn't you?
Yeah. Dad, fanny pack, turned it to the other side. Thank you. It's called symmetry. Like, yes, that is one thing about me. A stranger hands me your phone, you're gonna get a good photo. But
well, apparently a lot of people don't even feel really bad for these people. They're like, yeah, I mean, they weren't following the rules. And it says that since 2020 that the gondola tours have decreased capacity in general because of overweight tourists. So
yeah, so basically the capacity has decreased because now it can only seat 12 people. So it's kind of like it used to sit 16. And you know what? Good. Less people on the boat, you know? That's what Noah said. He was like, I only get to take my family and the animals? Oh, thank God. I had a beef with Steve. I owed him $300, so this is actually very helpful for me. Thank you so much, you know?
speaking of beef,
Yeah.
or perhaps carne asada, from the BBC.com, a woman who assaulted a Chipotle worker was sentenced to a fast food job for 2 months. See, now this I like that lawyer, he shouldn't have lost his law license. He should have been forced to pick up trash, you know, or something like that on the side of the road, and then seeing how many people poop and stuff and leave it on the side of the road. But this woman was offered this unusual way to reduce her time in jail.
Restorative justice. So she was captured in a viral video screaming at a Chipotle employee before throwing food in her face. She didn't know guacamole was extra.
Funny.
Yeah. Was it? So she was ordered to serve 180 days in jail with 90 days being suspended. Like, if our prisons are so fucking overcrowded in our jails because we punish everything and all of these punishments get like half suspended sentences, like, what are we doing?
That's another podcast.
That's another, you know what I love? I love the idea of just like prison island. Not like Alcatraz.
Don't they have that? Okay.
Like, just ship them off. Not a lady.
Would
who
there be
yells,
an accompanying show called Prison Island?
Okay, we gotta take this offline because we're about to be millionaires.
While we were driving to Miraval, because we flew into Phoenix, we crossed into this town. Oh my God, what was it called? It was called Florence. Not to be confused with Florence, Italy. This Florence, Arizona, which is the Florence, Italy of Arizona. And one of the oldest towns, you know, they have like a little sweet downtown Western, but there was like 4 prisons in Florence. Like, that was also kind of their thing, was that they were like known for just having hella jails.
Arizona loves itself a prison and a jail.
Well, I mean, it's a great place, I guess, if you're trying to punish someone, and they still have the death penalty. So, I mean, I don't agree with all that. I'm just saying, like, if you're into that, Arizona makes sense. Anyways, the judge decided that she would cut 60 days off of the jail time if the person agreed to work at least 20 hours a week at a fast food restaurant for 2 months, and that person accepted. I don't know if I don't think that there's an update, but this person did apologize to the Chipotle worker who they assaulted. But in her apology, or rather she said this to the judge, if I showed you how my food looked, like, and then how my food looked a week later from the same restaurant, I mean, it's disgusting looking. And the judge was like, okay, well, you're not going to like the food in jail.
Guess what? All food from Chipotle looks disgusting. It's fine. It's sustenance. It's good. I love a Chipotle. I'll eat it. But it doesn't look good.
Whenever I go to places like that and my food ends up being bad, like we had really bad airport food, I kind of am like, well, joke's on me. Like, why?
Yep.
I wouldn't, if I was making minimum wage in this economy, like, and working the hours that I know that these people have to work. I worked in service for a really long time. Like, and then just to be like, you have to understand, like, they're not making tips, or if they are making tips, it's not very much, and it's not being split. Like, it's all being split. Like, these people don't make, in this country, they don't make enough money to give a fuck.
Mm-hmm.
And so if my things come out and they're bad, here's what you do. Chipotle is a big corporation. If you leave a bad review or a bad survey to Chipotle, you're going to get more free Chipotle. This is the way that you seek retribution. It's not screaming in someone's face whose job you literally wouldn't do.
She threw hot food on someone and burned the face of the employee.
Yeah, I mean, that to me is like, go work in a fast food restaurant and go get anger management, because that's just like not cool.
Post it to Twitter. Take a picture and post it to Twitter. Guess what? Chipotle corporate's going to respond real fucking quick if that picks up traction. You know?
Truly, that is the way to get shit done. It's not, if your food's fucked up from a place like this, it's not the employee who deserves to have to take responsibility for that. Like, I'm sorry. Like, it's just, that's not, if you're in a nice restaurant and you're paying a lot of money.
Sure.
Yeah, cause a stink right there because you paid a lot of money and the chefs are fucking up. But like, you're a Chipotle girl, you're not at the fucking Ivy.
I've had to send food back one time, and that's because I ordered a steak medium rare, and this thing was black on the inside. I mean, it was almost burnt to a crisp. And I had such a hard problem to like even mentioning it. I was like, oh God. But I was like, no, I'm paying a lot of money for this. And this is burnt. This isn't even just well done. This is like somebody left it out, you know? And I had to call over, and they were so apologetic. And I was like, I'm so sorry. I know this isn't your fault. Like, I really made the waiter understand, like, this affects nothing about your tip. I just can't eat this right now. And they just expedited something out to me, and it was, you know, I don't know. But, you know,
we went to a place and I ordered some food that came out like bad. Like it was like undercooked, and it was just lazy the way it was put together. Like it was like impossible to eat, and they had forgotten like this lemonade, and this place was like expensive, and it was like go up to the counter kind of place, but we were in like a touristy area, and it was just expensive. And so I was like, Taylor, I need you to just please please return this food and get it fixed. And then they fixed it ish, but it was still like messed up. I can't remember specifically what it was, but there was like it was just not put together well. It was bad. It was just really bad. And then they gave it back to me, and it was still like so bad. Like they obviously, like, no one gave a shit. And I just was like, can you just please go like ask for our money back, and I'm going to go to the car. And I just started bawling because I was like, I'm so hungry.
Yeah.
And I want to fucking lose it right now because I'm so hungry. But I can't because that's crazy. But also, my lemonade's gone. And like they keep fucking up my food. So instead, I'm going to go and privately cry in my car. And speaking of privately crying, I think it's time for an ad.
And welcome to that. Oh God.
I got a text message. It was avocado toast with bad tomatoes. Yeah, it was the heirloom tomatoes, and like they were huge and impossible to eat, and like had hard bits on them. And then they just it doesn't matter. But I did. I wept at the idea. But anyways, it's ad time. It's ad time. Erica, do you have any concerts coming up?
Always. I'm a festival girly, you know. I have to get the VIP, though, because I cannot go without an air-conditioned bathroom.
Okay, well, my sweet angel, planning for faster and efficient hydration is also essential for festivals. And Liquid IV has you covered while you prep before, power through that headliner, and recover after the weekend.
Hey, now don't count yourself out while you're drunk poolside all summer, Cass. Liquid IV hydrates 2 times faster than water and with 3 times the electrolytes than traditional sports drinks.
I mean, we really have no excuses. Liquid IV is actually standard in my purse. It goes phone, wallet, keys, Liquid IV.
And with flavors like lemon lime, pasty, that's French for watermelon, and my favorite, strawberry lemonade, staying hydrated is easy peasy.
Mama, I'm talking B3. I'm talking B5. I'm talking B6. And I'm screaming from the rooftops, B12.
They've got all the Bs.
And there's a little bit of vitamin C in there too, just for kicks.
Oh, she's made from premium ingredients and is free from gluten, dairy, and soy.
Oh, thank God. Yeah, I'm vegan now. I don't know if I've talked about that yet.
We know. Okay. Get 20% off when you go to liquidiv.com and use code TRASHY at checkout.
That's 20% off of anything you order when you shop Better Hydration today using promo code TRASHY at liquidiv.com.
Honestly, we're so trashy, we're hydrated.
Wet trash.
Do you need more trash in your life?
I'd say better in my life than dumped in the ocean.
Well, Trashy is now on Patreon.
Oh, yay!
We have ad-free episodes, bonus content, an exclusive RSS link, outtakes, photos, and more.
And with tiers starting at only $1.99 a month, you'll be the trashiest person on your block.
It's a great opportunity to show your support for this podcast and to skip hearing ads like this.
So get on over to patreon.com/trashytrashypodcast and start subscribing today.
Again, that's patreon.com/trashytrashypodcast, and we'll see you behind the paywall. And welcome back. You know, Winston's the type that will be like, can you use your white lady powers to fix this? Because he doesn't want to do it. I'm like, yep. Hold on, let me channel her. Let me get her out. But, you know, I feel like...
I have a white man at my disposal, which is... It trumps my white lady powers. That's why I just have him do it. And he's also just like... I mean, I'm not rude, but he's very nice.
Yeah. Sometimes I feel like Winston's good cop and I'm bad cop, you know? And I hate that dynamic sometimes. But I know it has to be done. I'll get a charge reversed. I'll fight you to the CEO, you know. But speaking of good cop, bad cop, let's get into our next story from boingboing.net. Person busted for shoplifting during Shop with a Cop event. So many questions about this story. First, why?
What is Shop with a Cop?
So it pairs police officers with kids, many of whom are from underserved communities or severe traumatic event, to go on a shopping spree and shine a positive light on cops. Okay, so
fine.
Love a positive intent. Love this.
Yeah.
But if you have to bribe someone with a shopping spree to be like, see, we're not the bad guys.
Look, girl, I don't want to take the side of the cops, but I have a feeling that they probably donate a lot of like toys and things like that to these places around this time of year. And so they're not bribing them with money that they weren't already going to give over, you know?
But
I'm sorry. I'm just being honest.
I get it. And I 100% support an angel tree, a donation. I love that kind of thing. But I'm just saying, I don't have to do PR like that because I'm not a piece of shit.
That's true. Yeah, I mean, that's very true. What's interesting is that, so while this was happening, there was a woman who I'm assuming like was her child like shopping with the cop, or I don't know what happened, but she was attempting to steal $727 worth of merchandise.
Which is over the limit for it to be a felony.
So they followed her out to her vehicle, which was parked next to all the police cars.
God.
And then they arrested her. I'm wondering, like, did she think like, oh, we're shopping with a cop, like this is paid for?
Right.
Or did she think like, this is the perfect crime, no one would ever suspect that someone would do this on a day like this?
No one suspects the Inquisition or that I'm shoplifting when the cops are in the store.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I have a theory. Okay. So 75 of these cops were in this Walmart in Livingston County, Michigan, right?
Uh-huh.
She shoplifts, like, oh, I'm shoplifting all this money because her partners are out back of the Walmart.
Oh.
A bunch of TVs. So she's like, I'll take the hit. No worries, guys. This $700, my lawyer is going to get this way. I'll get maybe 20 days suspended. Don't worry about it. This 62-year-old woman's a part of a theft ring.
It's like
this is
magic. This is the hand that you're watching.
When you don't see what this hand's doing. And they're out the back robbing them fucking blind, like TVs, and I don't even know what's high value anymore because it feels like
everything.
You know, computers, DVD. That's what's happening here. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's
Well,
I got a theory. So call me
I mean,
Livingston County.
let's stay in Michigan with our next story from Freep.com.
And this story will be a bonus story available only for our Patreon. If you would like to hear full stories, subscribe to from patreon.com/trashy podcast for ad-free episodes and longer stories.
That must mean that we're back on the normal feed again. Welcome back. It's time for, what is it? December 11th that we're dropping this?
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't gotten your Christmas shopping done, don't you worry, because for the trashiest people in your life, Erica and I have compiled together a trashy gift guide. Wee!
But first of all, use the code HOLIDAYSHIP23 for free shipping on our Threadless shop. That's going to end December 12th at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time.
That's
Holiday
tomorrow.
Ship. So go to trashypodcast.threadless.com and you can pick up a shirt for the baby trash can in your life. And again, that's trashypodcast.threadless.com and use code HOLIDAYSHIP for free shipping by December 12th. So, Cassandra.
Well, that one's obvious. You know, I mean,
that's a given. That's everybody.
Of course going to be in the gift guide, but
yeah. So we have not shared each other's guides with each other. So
no.
I want to, I sent you my Google Drive, my Google Sheet. And I think we should just go one by one, maybe. One by one.
Oh,
right?
Look at that. I can see it. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's do it. Oh my God, you have 7. Girl!
I don't have to do all 5. I wanted to have options. I didn't know if we would have some of the same ones.
Let me just tell you this really fast, because we're not going to do this. But what you have, your very last one, a cameo from George Santos, I swear to God, I told Taylor the other day, man, I wish we would have had a better year financially, because I can't think of a better gift to give Erica for her birthday. Like, can you imagine if I would have been able to pull that off for you? But I was not going to, like, so now, just so you know,
wow,
because it's the thought that counts.
It is the thought that counts.
Truly considering, how do I move some zeros around to get this fucking lunatic
going that for a cameo from disgraced Congressman George Santos?
I just knew you'd love it. But it was just like, it was $200 to be given to a bad man. I was like, if it was 50 or even 100, I might do it. But I don't have $200 to drop on this demon. Even though I know you would have loved it. So I'm happy to see that on there.
Yeah, of course.
I'm happy to see that on there. And I want you to know I did want to do it. I couldn't swing it this year.
No explanation needed. Again, it's been a hard year for all of us, but
it really has.
God, have I been watching those videos?
Oh, they're so weird. Okay, we can't talk about this. Okay, so go first. What would you put on your trashy gift guide for people? And by the way, did you already say this out loud? We have an Amazon storefront that's going to have all of these links in it.
Yes, we'll put those links in the show notes because I don't know the name of it right now, and it'll be available on our Patreon. Patreon.com/trashy podcast. Sign-ups as low as $2 a month. So my first gift is an enjoyable potty fisher toilet game. It's a adjustable fishing that you can play in the bathroom for adults and kids. It comes with a little bath mat, but there's plastic little fish. You get a plastic little fishing rod, and while you're putting in some time in the bathroom this holiday season, why not just Granny's mac and cheese was a little too cheesy. Why not take yourself up on some fishing?
Honey, what's all this water on the ground? Did you piss everywhere? No, that's just from my toilet fishing. And it's not what it sounds like.
Yeah, I just love to hear just say toilet fishing to someone and then be like, oh yeah, no, that makes sense. Okay.
It comes with a do not disturb sign for the door as well, which is nice, of like, don't try to text him and communicate while they're on their phone, because they're not. They are toilet fishing.
All right, what's your first gift?
So if you have a Gordon Ramsay head in your household like I am, I've been rewatching a lot of MasterChef. There is an apron out there that has Gordon Ramsay's cartoon on it that says, "Can no one make a fucking risotto?"
Oh, that's very good. I probably say it's raw 15 times a meal in my head, if not out loud.
I think like the days of like Kiss the Cook or Grandma's Kitchen are out. It's now, can no one make a fucking risotto?
Yeah.
If you're trashy.
I love it. I love it.
What do you got next?
Okay, next I've been hearing on podcasts all the time about these Aura photo frames. And, it's a pretty hefty price, even with the promo code, Deep Dive or Pod, whatever. But I have a Wi-Fi digital photo frame where you can upload photos for a loved one. It's got motion sensor. You can share photos via an app. And why not this holiday season go ahead and preload them with a couple of dick pics for Nana? She, just give her something to wink and smile about. She's been a widow for, 21 years now? Why don't you just go ahead and preload a dick pic for her? Be nice this holiday season and get your loved ones a digital photo frame.
The best part about that is that if you were to give a senior citizen in your life a digital photo frame preloaded with family photos with some dicks put in there, they'll never know how to change it. So it's also the ultimate prank, I want to say.
It's really good. Yeah. Yeah. What about you?
I actually really like that idea of like, oh my God, I got you this frame. But like, it's not like, it's like one dick.
Just one. But in the rotation of 108 photos.
Yeah.
She's got her mahjong game over, and then she's like, oh, this is my grandson, my granddaughter. This is them at the T-ball. I don't know who that is. I promise.
It's what's that? It has a name. The meme of the bigger like black man on the edge of the bed with the really big penis. That was like very. Do you not know? It's like a viral thing. You don't know what I'm talking about?
Can't say that I do.
Oh,
Am
no.
I just dumb?
No. Black guy. I can't Google black guy big penis right now. God damn it. I'm telling you it's a thing.
Okay.
This man has a name. If you saw it, you would know. You'd be like, oh, that.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Like his family has been like, it's really touching that like he's touched so many lives. Like he's dead now. Oh my God. I'm not making this up.
No, I believe you.
He's sitting on the edge of the bed naked and he has like a huge penis. Oh my God. It was famous on the internet. Okay. The next gift for all of the crazy boy moms in your life, there is a boy mom specific scented candle. It's
I actually love that.
It says it smells like chaos, but I think it's just like driftwood essential oils with a hint of chaos.
That's very good. Yeah. I I refer to myself as a boy mom having 2 male cats, so I love this.
Yeah.
And I won't be receiving feedback about that.
No, if you think that you were your son's first girlfriend and that no one is ever going to be good enough for him, get yourself or that person in your life a boy mom candle.
We had the boys' balls chopped right off because I'm the only woman in their life, Like
yeah.
I don't know what spaying and neutering is, but yeah. Anyway. All right. So my next gift is a mug that says in quotations, "That's what," and then in quotations, -she. It's a The Office mug. Let it die. It's time. But this mug should be the final statement. The final statement. And instead of saying, "That's what she said," you just take a sip from your mug and look at them and they'll know. So that's my second gift. It's just a coffee mug that says, "That's what she said."
Barry Wood. That's this person's name.
BARRYW.
Barry Wood.
OOD. Barry Wood memes. Okay. Oh yeah.
I told you it was a thing.
There's a Barry Wood tribute Instagram. Well, my God.
I told you it was a thing.
No.
Okay.
I believe. Yeah.
Are you seeing the full picture?
I haven't seen the full picture. I'm seing the tribute memes, but yeah,
I just sent you the full picture.
Okay. All right.
This is how it got out of control in the first place.
Did you put it in the chat?
I texted it to you.
Oh, okay,
so you have it beyond this recording.
Oh, here it is. Okay.
You don't recognize this guy?
I've never seen this image before in my life.
Are you serious?
I swear to God. God.
Then I'm sorry that I sent it to you.
When I say, dear listeners, horsecock.
Okay. It's a fucking thing. All right, whatever. He has a tribute Instagram, and I don't run it. So there you go. Next thing on the gift guide, very relevant. For the people who collect roosters in your life, why not get them some real freak shit with this Red Hot Roosters calendar? It's a calendar of, if it was kangaroos, I would have already gotten it for you.
Oh my God.
It's a kangaroo of like, I guess like hot roosters, like AI generated, like very buff.
These roosters are posing? God damn, I'm so easily fooled. I just thought you
thought this was real.
Got a lot of art direction. Yeah.
Yeah. So like just really buff roosters, like big bulges, like
rock stars, baseball players, surfers, lifters. This is good. That's some rooster cocks right there.
It's chicks dig 'em and layin' ladies love 'em is the tag on this. It's uncomfortable to look at, and I think a great gift for anybody who's a collector.
Yeah. My next gift is a nostalgia 2-slot hot dog and bun toaster with mini tongs. I love them.
You have the hot dog toaster too?
Oh no! Do you? Yes. Yeah.
We both have it.
Oh no!
Are you reading from mine?
No, mine's red and yours is yellow. Yours is Oscar Mayer brand. Mine is Retro Series by Nostalgia branded. Okay, guys.
I never. That's so funny that we both.
I love it. I'm going to put yours though. I think yours is better. So,
people like brand names.
They do. It's an Oscar Mayer hot dog one. It lets you toast the hot dog bun, and it's got 2 slots for the sausage themselves.
That's how you know that this is certified trashy. Because we both saw a hot dog toaster and was like, oh yeah, that. That's so funny.
Wow. The brilliant. Okay.
How funny.
Wow. Okay. Well, I feel like I'm so sorry I stole one of yours in a way, but
no, it's fine. I mean, I only have one left.
Okay. I got a couple, but yeah.
It's everybody loves some novelty socks, very very popular to get socks of like, if you're reading this, go get me some wine. Well, these socks say, I didn't fart, my butt blew you a kiss.
Wow. That's brilliant.
I don't know who the audience is for these farts, but I bet that you, the listener, knows and would love to buy it for someone in your life.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's brilliant. Very good. All right, I'll do two quick ones. Okay. This is a portable shower drink holder for beer cans, which means you can take it on the road. You can put one in the guest shower, one in your main shower. It doesn't just have to live there. This isn't a permanent installation. This bitch travels, and nothing says I have a problem like a shower beer holder. So give it to the person in your life that can't live without a shower beer. In college I thought I invented shower beers.
I didn't finish college, but in my early 20s, like I was exposed to shower beers, and I was kind of like, this is fine, but I don't I'd rather just get out of the shower faster.
Oh, not me. I was getting ready and I wanted to start pre-gaming, and I said, what if I combined the two? And then I went, shower beers. I've invented something, not knowing that since water has been running and beer has been brewed.
Yeah, people do shower beers.
All right, my last gift, real fast. It's a 30-piece plastic mini Western cowboy hat for your cats. as if they have 29 friends. They don't. You're the only friend they know. They live in your apartment with you. They don't have outside lives. You're their entire world, their globe. But if you want to dress them up in different types of cowboy hats every day and make them take photos for the internet, this is for you.
Erica,
Yes.
you think these are cat hats? They're pictured here on top of cupcakes and teddy bears.
Wait, do you guys not have really, really tiny cats?
Certainly not ones that need hats.
Okay. Maybe
You see something small and think that's for my cats?
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. I see everything and think that's for my cats.
I got excited. I was like, oh, this must be for like a cat birthday party. I'm like, oh no, this is for like a bachelorette party. Erica just thinks this is for cats. Okay.
I think everything's for my cats because they're my world. So, Cass, you know what's a gift to the listeners?
Us?
And the fan fiction. They get written about them when they join the Patreon.
Yes. I apologize that I've fallen behind, but yes, we did. I promised to our Patreon subscribers, if you're within the first 10, that you will get some fan fiction written about you. And there's still space.
And we're behind, so we're cranking them out. But we're getting them there.
So I do have some fan fiction here about one of our Patreon subscribers, John S. And I'd love to read it for you if I may.
Please, thank you. You have the mic.
John S. was a simple man. Never found himself in any trouble or fuss. He held doors open for strangers, brushed his teeth twice a day, and when he was feeling cute, he would have a piece of Dove chocolate after dinner. Yep, John was easy. Nothing could go wrong. Right? It's Tuesday, John said to himself in a small huff as he refreshed his Patreon. The newest episode of Trashy Trashy hadn't posted on Monday morning like usual, but he was a kind and simple man, so he chalked it up to technical difficulties. But Tuesday? Tuesday was unlike them. Well, okay, that's fine, he thought. He opened up Patreon for the newest Golden Bachelor recap. It had been weeks. There were fantasy suites and the finale. Plus, they announced that Jerry and Teresa were getting married live on ABC. All these things were coming out about Jerry's past. Is there something wrong with my feed? Where are the episodes? John began to pace back and forth. He did so for exactly 6 hours, 42 minutes, and 17 seconds before finally, instead of making that familiar turn again, he walked right out his front door. On the mantle, a note from Dr. R.B. We Got the Meats read, antipsychotic medication once daily, plus hypnosis treatment once weekly. Patient has chosen Trashy Trashy Podcast as his stabilizer. Warning, hypnosis will only remain active if patient is exposed to new episodes. Knock, knock, knock. Erica skipped to the door, expecting company for tea time in her newly refurbished salon, one of the few things she took joy in these days. Hey, girl, she sang as she swung the door open, but jumped back in surprise when the person looking back at her wasn't who she was expecting. John? It's John, right? We met doing the Nooner podcast. What are you doing here? John cut her off and yelled, "What fucking day is it?" Erica stared back confused. Tuesday? And John nodded, and then he stabbed Erica with a katana. Her cats carried on in the background doing cat things. Knock, knock, knock. Bark, bark, bark. Pretzel, please, Cassandra said in a huff, on guard at the brazenness of whatever delivery driver or neighbor she had that thought knocking was appropriate or coming over in general. Cassandra never expected many visitors anymore. People were becoming turned off by her distrust in the government, and everyone was having babies. Is the sun even out? Cassandra thought. Her dog Pretzel gave up the barking, and she figured that she was in the clear. She poked her head out of the door. No person, no package. Youths, no doubt. Suddenly, she heard the crack of wood behind her, and the sight of a familiar face breaking her trellis and crashing on her balcony. Jesus, John? What the fuck? She ran to the balcony to unlock it and let him in. John was a friend. She couldn't explain how or why he scaled the walls and climbed onto the balcony, but he must need help or something. Are you okay? She asked. No, I'm not O-fucking-K, he responded with the attitude of a teenager. It's Tuesday, and Trashy is late. And you're 2 episodes behind on The Golden Bachelor. I'm sorry, what? You're here because of that? Someone needs to hold you bitches accountable. Hey, cool it, John. It's a free podcast, and you're acting like a psycho? John yelled, somehow managing to get in Cassandra's face. He was on his tippy toes. John is short. Well, listen up, missy. It's not free to me. What? I said it's not free to me. John unleashes his sword, still crimson from Erica's blood. Cassandra backs up in horror as John stalks toward her. I subscribed to the Patreon. I was promised fan fiction and exclusive content and weekly updates for The Golden Bachelor. But what I was promised most of all was ad-free episodes every Monday on schedule, same as the free version. I subscribe to the Patreon. It's not free to me. John began stabbing in a rampage. Cassandra's dog, Pretzel, who always barks when she's recording, grabs a knife and joins in on the fun. John and Pretzel quickly leave, rent the most expensive car they can from the Burbank airport, where people frequently rent cars while covered in blood with no questions asked, and drive along Route 66. They have a really nice trip, and John ends up writing a memoir about it. The end.
Okay, so the episode was late one time. John, I'm sorry. Please don't katana stab me. That's honestly,
this is just fan fiction, babe.
Course,
I mean,
no,
I know
is just fiction. Yeah,
in
course,
real life we did fall behind on The Golden Bachelor, and we did release last week's episode late, but this is just fan fiction.
Of course. That's on me. Honestly, brilliant.
Thank you.
And you know what?
Thank you.
I feel like this episode's gone amazing, but I do feel like
does amazing mean long?
Long, yes. And
okay.
so I think maybe we should not even cut any from it, and maybe push those to next week and get right in.
We cut that.
We cut that.
Yeah.
But Cass, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Let's do it.
Y'all, it's time for the dumpster fire of the week.
Oh my God. Now, as John mentioned in that completely fiction story, Jerry, the Golden Bachelor, who, if you listen to the Patreon, you know that we love Jerry Gary, turns out is a little bit of a schmuck.
Who would have thought someone on TV would not be who they portrayed themselves to be?
Who would have thought someone on The Bachelor would have not been exactly a perfect person just looking for love?
So our Gary Jerry, 72-year-old bachelor and star of the Golden Bachelor spinoff, is a grieving widower, as pronounced by him. He had cried real tears during the opening episode as he recounted the story of Tony, his beloved wife of 43 years, who tragically died of an infection just 1 month after their move to their dream retirement house on Big Long Lake in Hudson, Indiana.
This, by the way, is coming from Yahoo, Cosmopolitan, Hollywood Reporter. Like, people blew this wide open. Yeah. We're not just making this up. This is not fan fiction.
No, this is true. This was the dramatic backstory. Everyone has to have one. And then, he switched gears and he could interact with these gorgeous, equally senior, beautiful contestants on the show. He displayed a lot of emotional awareness, authenticity, willingness to listen. And we bought it. Bought it.
We fell for it.
Now, did I pronounce early on, did Gary kill his wife to get on this show? Absolutely. That's a claim I still stand behind. And now I feel like I have an evidence to support it.
Yeah. I mean, did I constantly complain about boomers in general? And he is a boomer, so of course he's fucked. Oh, I'm sorry. Of course he's... No, I can't finish it.
Yeah.
So on the show, he had said, I haven't dated in 45 years. Oh, right, because his wife died 40. I was like, wait, what? So he said, I haven't dated in 45 years. Wait, what? How long was he married?
So
The
he was
math's not
married for
mathing.
43 years. They dated for 2, and then she died.
Okay.
Yeah, that kind of thing. You know, like, oh.
Anyways, basically, he said he hasn't dated since his wife, allegedly, but it's turning out that there is a woman who's like, LOL, okay, Jerry, we literally started dating 2 months after your wife died.
So Jerry said he had to send his fingerprints to the FBI. There were numerous background checks, a psych evaluation, 360 questions, and then another hour of interviews to be vetted to be the Golden Bachelor. He revealed on Justin Long's podcast, Life is Short. But this woman said, wait a minute. Did we not live together?
Yeah, so it's not just that he like lied about dating, because ultimately, who gives a shit?
Yeah, sure.
Right? That's fine if he's dated a little bit before becoming the Golden Bachelor. Like, no, I mean, nobody asked him to say that he didn't, but like, who gives a shit? It was more just the way that he dated, where it was coming out that he was actually like kind of controlling, which I'm sorry that John's fan fiction spoiled it if you're not caught up, but he does pick Teresa, and all of a sudden that like makes sense because like, yeah, Teresa is a safe choice, and it sounds like Gary is a little bit controlling.
Yeah, there's also
which is shocking he didn't go for Pick Me Faith.
Right? I think Pick Me Faith has a little bit too much will, and he knew he couldn't break her like a horse she breaks, you know?
Or she didn't have enough, and I think controlling men like to break down someone a little bit.
So he also might have lied about his employment. He said he was a retired restaurateur, which is a way to say he like had owned a restaurant, but it sounds like he last owned a restaurant in 1985 when he sold his burger franchise. He'd worked up from high school. Like he was a lot of post-retirement work. Like he's done some stuff. Owning a restaurant with his wife for 43 years does not seem to have been it, you know? So this woman that came forward and's like, we dated. We had a almost 3-year relationship that began a month after your wife's death. I'm 14 years younger. I was a staff accountant and a mental health counselor. We dated for 10 months, lived together for a year and 9 months. And she's provided text messages, other documents that say like, we were together.
I guess Jerry's moves too were like the same, or Gary, God, he spells his name weird. You know this if you listen to Golden Batch podcast. He like used all the same moves. Like she said that she was watching the show being like, oh, that's what he said to me. And oh yeah, he said that to me.
If you got moves, they work. You know, I mean, they're your moves for a reason.
It is what it is. I mean, sure, if anyone saw someone that they used to date, they'd be like, yeah, seen that before.
Yeah.
Apparently he charged her rent. Like he persisted asking her, like, please move into this house with us. Please move on to this house with us. She finally went for it. And then he like charged her rent to live there.
Mm-hmm.
They would go Dutch on all the meals.
Which is fine. You know, what a progressive... I don't know.
Well, however, he didn't want to like appear to not be paying. So when they went Dutch for the meals, she would pay her half to him in advance, and then he would pay the whole tab to look like it.
That is diabolical.
It's just like very... Oh, and he was mean about her looks.
Oh, I don't like that one bit. I do love being in a restaurant and they hand the check to Winston and then it's like my turn to pay. And I'm like, no, you can leave it with me. They just always assume Winston's paying. And we split that, you know, but it just drives me nuts. But yeah.
They were supposed to go to his high school reunion and he was like, I'm not taking you to the reunion looking like that. Saying that he pointed at her body. She had put on 10 pounds from stress. That disinvitation to that reunion is what led to their breakup. And he said, you need to be out by January 1st, 2020. He volunteered to cover the cost of her U-Haul as long as she paid the vendor and he reimbursed her.
Dude, he also he wanted her to share these expenses for like $1,000 a month, moving her out to his remote cabin where she had to get like a whole new job. And she negotiated down to $850, but he was like, you have to clean, you have to do this, like you have to do all of this stuff, and you have to make the bed before you come down for breakfast. Oh.
He just kind of like sounded mean.
Yeah, I don't like it because it's not who we've seen on the show. So he refused to allow her to stay in their love nest during the final 2 weeks notice she was required to give to her boss before leaving her job. Gary Jerry told her to get a hotel.
I don't know, man. I feel like because he's responded now.
Yes, so he responded and said, I guess I would say this. He was talking to Katie Couric. I dated a number of women, so then it becomes an issue of how you define if you're in a relationship or not. I guess, like any guy, I had a number of dates and it was one or two. And he's like, it really didn't. I want to focus on what's going on now, not the long-term relationship that lasted a couple of years. Well, yeah, of course you don't want to focus on it, Gary. Ugh.
Like, again, no one asked him to lie. I almost feel like had he been saying, I've dated a little bit since my wife died, nothing has really stuck.
Right. That's great.
That's all you need to say. And that covers it. But to say like, I haven't opened myself up, because that was almost like, why would you choose to do it? Like, because that was a lot of people's story of like, oh, right. My spouse died, and this is the first time I'm opening myself up to a relationship. And I'm like, on TV? But, boomers do a lot like out loud on Facebook. So I was like, maybe this is appropriate, But I feel like he could have just been like, yeah, I mean, I've dated here and there. That's not weird, Yeah. I mean, a month after your spouse dies is giving a little bit of like a rebound red flag at the very least, if I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
But I feel like none of this would have come out of like, if he wouldn't have denied that he dated, I don't think she would have come out and been like, not only did we date for a few years, but he was a fucking asshole. Right. I feel like it would have just been like, ugh, look at this asshole pretending like he's a good guy on TV. Okay, I'm going to go back to eating my morning porridge or whatever old people do.
Right.
Morning porridge in like my Sleepy Bear tea outfit. Pajama with hat.
Of course. Of course. Yeah. It's like something I would have for my cats, right?
Right. Or cupcakes if, you're on a bachelor party.
Yeah. Yeah.
The timing is interesting too. Like ABC must have known about this and then like did what they could to squash it. Because here's the thing is that on the last episode of The Golden Bachelor, they announced like, we're getting married January 4th live on ABC. Like they're taking this shit to the bank, which a live wedding, I don't know if they've done that since Trista and Ryan. I haven't watched the series, but like,
I didn't know they ever did a live wedding.
I'm almost positive that Trista and Ryan's wedding was a live wedding, and they're still married. So
yeah,
whatever.
Damn, dude. It's just, I'm just, you know what? I'm not angry. I'm disappointed.
Sure. Yeah. Okay.
I'm disappointed.
That makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, too good to be true. Our golden boy. That's why you should never believe anyone and trust no bitch. And, now a question. So you said, ABC might have known. So speaking of that theory, I listened to a theory recently about Matt Rife, which we talked about at the beginning of the podcast.
Right.
That, became his fan base. And he was like, no, I'm for the bros. He wanted to pivot, right? But it's just like anybody who has a bad past, they'll build up a following in the men's, the manosphere, the alt-right, all of this stuff to where like if something really bad happens, they're canceling you for X, Y, and Z. So like, does his team know something awful is about to come out about him? And so he's trying to build up his like man fan base and his like, manosphere kind of thing.
But do you think that this story appeals to the manosphere?
Oh yeah,
Are men even paying attention to the Golden Bachelor?
Oh no, I'm just saying, just Matt Rife, just on Matt Rife. Like, no, I don't think so. Yeah, just
you're talking about Matt Rife
yeah.
specifically.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I think Matt Rife is just a troubled comedian who, now that he is good looking, doesn't know how to deal with it, and has probably always been kind of feeling like an ugly duckling, and maybe harbors a lot of aggression and misogyny towards women. And so maybe because he has such a strong women fan base, it almost confirms some predisposed, like, women don't like me because I'm ugly, not because I have a bad personality.
He dated Kate Beckinsale. They dated in 2019.
Okay, well, respectfully to Kate Beckinsale, who I think is a goddess and so hot, she doesn't have the best taste in men. She also dated Pete Davidson. So
she likes a sense of humor.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
okay.
I mean, I don't think that doesn't really mean anything. Kate Beckinsale likes herself a young guy.
Okay. Well,
but I'm just saying that, like, if he was ugly and had an ugly personality and women didn't like him, then he gets all this work on his face and now women like him, but his personality still sucks. It's like that angry man who's like, women only like assholes. And it's like, well, that's actually not true, because you are an asshole and women don't like you. But no, you only like, so I think that maybe is what it is, of like, like, fuck that. Like, these bitches only like me because I'm hot. And rather than like going to therapy, fixing your shitty personality, and then also like maybe listening to your publicists a little bit, he's like, just can't get out of his own way, and is still that sad, ugly boy on the inside. Well, if I had to guess, I don't know. No. I've never met him. I haven't even watched the special.
I haven't either. Yeah, to be fair. Yeah.
I don't need to.
Yeah. But Cass, what are you watching? What are you hoarding? What are you hoarding right now?
I am hoarding. I wish we could get sponsorship for this. Probably be fruitful, but I am hoarding the Chase Sapphire Reserve card.
Yes,
okay? I love it. If you're in the market for a travel credit card, I do recommend going Chase Sapphire Reserve card. We've had it now for a few years, and it's fruitful. That's how we were able to get enough points to go and do this bougie Miraval resort or whatever, is because they're partnered with Hyatt. And Hyatt has probably the best return
rewards
for points than anybody, better, more than an airline, more than anything. So, which I could tell you just to go get a Hyatt card, but
you want more, you should
go for, you want to go to these Chase lounges in the airport, things like that. So I would say, if you're like, the yearly annual fee is not low, but you get enough perks that it kind of offsets itself. And so if you're one of those types of people who's like, the world is against me, the economy sucks, everything is fucked, everybody sucks, like very much like Limp Bizkit energy, and you're thinking that the way that you want to combat that is to just start traveling because life is short and you only get to do it once, and you're thinking about a travel credit card, my recommendation is the Chase Sapphire Reserve card.
I also have it. We can drop our referral links in the comments, because you get points if you sign up through a referral link, and so do we.
That's true.
A bunch, like 75,000 points. Like, it's a lot, but I think
definitely you get that for signing up, but I don't know what we get. Anyways, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
I must plug the Amex Platinum though, because
you have that one.
Yeah. Do you want it,
girl? That annual fee is so fucking high.
No. Really worth it. You get clear, they pay for your clear membership, they pay for this. Anytime I've gone to a hotel booked through them, I get $100-something worth of experience at the hotel. If I want to go to the hotel bar, if I'm just at like a cheap hotel, rack it up. That meal's paid for. Like, it is, their travel partnerships are incredible. I absolutely love my Amex Platinum. Anyway, we can't get into it. But yes. Now, we can talk credit cards all day on credit, but I'm hoarding a show. It's on Showtime, which I think you have to get through Paramount Plus now. The streamers are so fucking confusing now, but it's
because they're cable.
I'm like, just consolidate, just be one thing. I'm supporting a show called The Curse with Emma
Okay.
Stone, Nathan Fielder,
Oh yeah.
and Ben Safi. It is unsettling. It's like a comedy drama. Yeah, Benny Safdie. It's interesting. It's it's like it's a satirical black comedy. It's creepy, but it's also interesting.
If
It's
you're familiar with
funny,
Nathan Fielder's work, it should feel on brand.
but it's like darker, than his normal stuff. Although I must say, like the
Did
rehearsal
you see
got
the
dark.
end of Nathan for You?
Uh-uh.
Oh my God.
Okay. All right, can't wait. No, I watched all of the rehearsal, and I haven't been so uncomfortable since the Scott's Tots episode of The Office. But yeah,
He's got a talent. He's got a talent for making you feel uneasy.
we would have to watch it like increments and take like a break because we're like I can't handle what the cortisol in my body right now. Anyway,
Yeah.
what are you throwing away?
Just telling you, like, it really, if you're familiar with Nathan For You, you don't need to watch all of Nathan For You. If you just like, but you should get familiar with it so that you can watch them go completely off form for the final 2 episodes, and you can feel like you want to crawl out of your fucking skin. You don't know what's real or what. Yeah. I really like Nathan Fielder's work, but yes, you do have to take it in breaks. What am I throwing out? Okay. I'm throwing out people who FaceTime in public, maybe in general, but also FaceTiming in public when there's people behind you that are in your shot.
Thank you.
I was at a hockey game and there was an older man in front of me who kept trying to like FaceTime, I guess, everyone he knew. He kept trying to get on FaceTime calls with people to like show that he was at the hockey game or whatever. He was like maybe in his like 50s or something. And I'm sitting right behind him and I'm like, I'm in your fucking shot. Like, can you not right now? Yeah. And so I kept like moving out of the way, like almost in a dramatic fashion where if he was paying attention to anything but his desire to show off that he was at a hockey game right now, he would have noticed in the back of his screen that someone was actively trying to avoid. And he was he was calling like 3 or 4 different people. And it was getting to a point where, again, I was like, I need to sick my white man on him and ask Taylor to tell him like, hey man, can you stop? But it was so annoying. And I feel like it's very much on brand with like person in a waiting room watching things without headphones.
Mm-hmm.
But like this almost is like affects me more because I'm like, I don't want to be in the background of your call of whoever the fuck you're talking to.
Yeah.
You know?
I support it.
Like you're in public. You don't need to be doing a FaceTime call right now.
Yeah. No, I'm
Take
with
a
you.
fucking picture of the rink and pay attention. Like, why are you here? Ugh, it just pissed me off.
Yeah.
It pissed me off.
Yeah.
What are you throwing out?
New York supremacy. Okay, you're a major city in the US. Cool. People come from all over. Neat. Your bagels are better. I'm putting in big quotations.
Yeah,
Get
not true.
The fuck over yourselves. Okay, it's not even kosher because there's tiny little shrimp in your water. Okay? Fuck you, New York. Like, it's a great city. Fine, whatever. It's okay. Like, it's not even in the top 5 of the great cities of the world. I'll tell you that much right fucking now. If you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. The Italian food. Shut the fuck up and go live in New York again. If you don't like the weather here, if you don't think people dress for the day, go the fuck back to New York. We're not making you stay in California. No one has you chained up. You can move back to the East Coast any fucking time. The walking. Okay. Move to a walkable neighborhood. Sorry, you moved to where car culture is. I don't love it, but it is what it is. The fucking people that just talk about New York as if it's fucking heaven. I'm like, it smells like piss 366 days of the year.
You can't walk with your mouth open in New York. Trash will get in there.
Trash will just find it. There are rats the size of fucking coyotes in New York. Are they here? Sure. Maybe. I don't see them. Here's the thing. If you love it, live there. Love it. I'm so happy for you. If this is the only big city you've ever been to, there are better ones. It drives me in fucking sane. The New York supremacists that live in LA. You live in fucking LA, babe. Go back to New York if you think it's better here. The Italian food. Go to La Pergoletta. Go to any fucking amazing Italian food restaurant we have here. Like, get the fuck over. I'm sorry. I hate New York supremacy. If you live in New York, great. It's a beautiful city. Enjoy your life. Thank you for listening to Trashy. But do not come to this fucking city and act as if it ain't shit. The people don't dress here. Then fucking dress up yourself. You're going to the gym. Like, we're not wearing fur coats. It's fine. I hate New York supremacy so fucking much. I'm sorry.
See also Bay Area supremacy.
What is good about the Bay Area? Name 2 good things about the Bay Area.
I can't. I simply can't
name a simple thing. I can't name a simple thing.
Midwest Ohio supremacy. That's me and Taylor going to this all the time. Like, then move home.
Move home.
Why the fuck are you here? This town's hard.
It's hard.
This town is
I'm
easier,
not
in fact, than Bay Area or New York. Or it's as hard as Bay Area or New York. Like,
and I'm not an
so
LA
much, move the fuck
supremacist.
home.
Like, I'm not someone that's like, LA's the best city in the world. It's not. It has its ups and downs. It's amazing. And if people are like, well, I don't like this, then live in a different neighborhood. It's a city full of neighborhoods. Okay, we're a bunch of little towns drawn in a circle. Fucking go try somewhere else. Go to Glendale. It's amazing. Go to the Palisades. You'll like that. Like, just don't.
We all know you don't own your place.
We know
you're
you
in
don't.
LA.
Like,
so
it drives me nuts.
I feel the same way.
I'm sorry.
Especially the biggest offenders are people who have gone to New York like twice, but have lived in LA this whole time.
Girl.
And you're like, okay, girl, then move there. Like, what do you like?
Want?
I just loved it so much. It's giving. We summered in Ibiza. That energy of like
100%.
I was in Spain, and you're
I
like, oh my
studied abroad,
God.
and now I have the accent. Go there. I'm sorry.
Then move there. I get it. I'm with you, girl.
We're full.
I'm with you 100%.
Anytime somebody's like, should I move to LA? And I'm like, no, we're full. We're good. You don't have to. If it's a question and you're weighing it out, don't come, because you're going to leave and you're going to take up space while you're here. You're going to leave in 6 months to 3 years. Just don't come. Anyway, I'm sorry. That's so hateful, but I am.
I get it. And trust me, I've looked at other places to live, and LA is just my favorite one. And I still don't like it that much, but I don't walk into your neighborhood. And
it's no London. It's no Tokyo. It's no Barcelona.
Then move there.
Move there. Great. Anyway, where can the people find
Although
you?
I am the worst, because all I say is I want to move. It doesn't matter.
All I want to do is
But we're not talking about ourselves. This is our podcast.
Yeah. All right, Cass, where can we find you?
Well, in a couple weeks, let me see. I'll grab the exact date. So today's Monday, December 11th. So in exactly, oh my God, I can't do any math. Hold on. Okay. In exactly 14 days, well, 13 and a half, I guess, I'm going to be doing this really cool thing. I'm going to be live streaming it where I start in the North Pole, and myself and this really great guy, his name is Chris. He's like an up and coming actor, and he's got like this big beard and stuff. And so him and I are going to actually do like this sort of around the world trip.
Oh, wow.
Where we're going to be dropping off gifts to, kids who were nice this year.
Stop. I love that.
Yeah. And so that's what I'm going to be doing. So if you want to follow that, we'll probably drop the live feed for that in a few days. There's also actually like a lot of news coverage covers this. Is going to cover this live feed. Mm-hmm. But the only thing is that if your kids see it, then we actually can't show up. It's like in the contract. It's really weird. I tried to negotiate it out. It's dumb.
It is what it is. Yeah.
So that's where you'll find me. Where can people find you? And more importantly, where can they find our podcast?
Okay. You can find me at Iconic Erica Curry on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Threads, Blue Sky, all the bullshit. But Iconic Erica Curry. You can find me Iconic Erica on Poshmark, selling some really good stuff. Our website is trashytrashypodcast.com, where you can send in a story. You can find links to our merch store, which is trashytrashypodcast.threadless.com. That is trashytrashypodcast.threadless.com. And again, use holiday ship by the 12th for free shipping to arrive by Christmas. If you want ad-free episodes, if you want to hear more of us, you can go to patreon.com/trashytrashypodcast. Get a beautiful fan fiction written about yourself. Hear ad-free episodes. You get our bonus coverage of The Golden Bachelor and more. What we'll be covering in the new year, who can say? We'll let you know soon. But we are Trashy Trashy Pod on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Blue Sky Threads. Anywhere you want to find us, you can hashtag Trashy Trashy Pod to send in a story. Email us at trashytrashypodcast@gmail.com. Always, we're talking trashy news every day. That's where you can find us. So, hey, Cass.
What's going on, girl?
Stay garbage.
You stay garbage, girl.
I will. Bye-bye.
Bye.